May.
Okay.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm super excited about this series. This is Mental Health Awareness Month. And for the Adopt a Single Mom Project community, this month we are hosting a series of resources and events to help bring awareness about mental health specifically for single moms, and wanted to bring on our guest tonight, Katie Spencer, who is the board president of NAMI Northeast Region PA. And NAMI is National Alliance for Mental Illness. She's also a workshop facilitator of their Mama Bears program, which she's going to share all about. And so we brought Katie on to share what the resources are for NAMI here in the Northeast Pennsylvania of Pennsylvania, but it's also a national organization. So no matter where you are plugging in from, there is a NAMI near you so that you can plug into the resources. So before I do an introduction to Katie and have her dive into what she wants to share with you about the programs and resources that are available, and share some of her own story and how she got started with NAMI and why she is so passionate about advocating for mental health, and how that has driven her to becoming the board president of NAMI locally. If you're new to us, I'm Donna Nelson, the founder of the Adopt a Single Mom Project. We are a grassroots organization here in northeastern Pennsylvania, serving the working single mom who is often underserved, under-resourced, and under-recognized as having a need. And one of those most prominent needs that we hear from single moms is needing social and emotional support. And that's why we are spending a lot of time this month, during the month of May, providing resources to support working single moms to have what they need for mental and emotional support. In fact, Katie, I'm going to share this statistic, and I hope that you can speak to some of where you're going to help fill the gaps on some of these. But 30% of single moms report symptoms of depression or anxiety, compared to only 14% of moms with partners. So more than double for single moms reporting depression, and almost 21% of moms who are single at birth experience postpartum depression, and that is almost double to moms who have partners as well. And I know this is an area that's very near and dear to your heart, so you're going to talk about postpartum tonight, I hope, and share more about that. So mental health is a big challenge for working single moms. So if you're watching this, whether you're on Facebook with us or you're on YouTube, please give us a shout out, put a hi in the comments. We can see that some of you are here. Please, any questions that you have along the way, post them. Katie will either answer them as she goes along, or we'll scroll back and answer them at the end, wherever it kind of makes more sense in the flow of what we're doing. So let me introduce Katie so she can hop into sharing her amazing resources from NAMI with you. She's a passionate advocate for behavioral health disorders, and is driven to close the gap for all persons affected by behavioral health concerns, with a special interest in perinatal mood and anxiety, which I was just referring to, which is the nation's, and NAMI is the nation's largest grassroots organization in the country, helping both individuals and families affected by mental health disorders. She's the board president, as I mentioned, and advocates for behavioral health resources in northeastern Pennsylvania. She is driven with the core belief that all persons deserve to receive services with dignity and respect. It was through her own journey where she realized the multiple gaps in behavioral health services, which inspired her to become a certified peer specialist. She worked at a state psychiatric facility for nearly 6 years, where she encouraged peers to empower themselves to take control of their recovery. Katie advocates for more maternal health care for mothers. As part of her role at NAMI, she's helped bring the documentary The Dark Side of the Full Moon to Lackawanna County, which was amazing. It was very eye-opening for me personally, and to help fill the gaps for maternal mental health care. And not only throughout the country, but right here in Northeast PA. She's runs the support group and is the facilitator for Mama Bears, which is under the NAMI umbrella here locally. So, Katie, before I let you jump into all things NAMI, I wanted to share a message that I got from one of the guests who is watching with us, I hope right now. She sent me a message and said when we had asked to post in any comments or questions or concerns in the group. And one of the things that she said was, we need quicker access to one-on-one counseling. And we know that's a problem. And it was a problem before the pandemic to get a healthcare provider quickly. And she said, I have an appointment June 23rd. Today is the 16th. She sent this a couple of days ago. And that I made in March, because that was the soonest they had. She said, I can't imagine if I had no insurance, how that works out for people. And this is someone in the helping field that works with those in addiction and mental health. And, you know, I hear this a lot, and I'm sure you see it too, which is, you know, she's saying, you know, I just need to save my own sanity. Like, I'm out here, basically, I'm out here saving the world, saving all those others who need the supports around mental health and, you know, life direction. And yet these are the people, it's one of the things that motivated me actually to become a compassion fatigue trainer, because I see those in the helping field getting the least help, but they need the most because they're helping everyone. So I'm turning it over to you now. Just jump wherever you want to on that. I'm going to mute myself.
Thank you, Donna. Thank you for having me and for creating this series and just your organization as a whole. It's a wonderful organization, and I'm glad to be a speaker here tonight. And I apologize for my raspy voice, but NAMI, like Donna had said, is the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and she had mentioned that if you anywhere in the country, there's like over 1,200, I should say, affiliates throughout the country. So if you were to ever need a support group or need help in a different state or province, you'd be able to receive it. So that's one of the great things about NAMI, and we are the largest grassroots organization in the country for mental health individuals and families who are battling mental health concerns. To speak about the message from one of your members, that is a huge problem where people try to, they reach out for help. And this is someone who you said is in the helping profession. She knows, who to call and what to say and how, how to ask for it. And you still have to advocate so much, for yourself to get that. And there is just a lack of providers, during the pandemic, the rise in, depression and anxiety, it keeps going up and up. And I don't even think we realize, the true effect that mental health, that the pandemic has had on mental health. So, and more people are, I feel like, leaving the field instead of joining the field. So it's very, very challenging to get help. And, one of the things at NAMI is we try to make sure that, people know of the different resources. We try to connect people to, multiple resources in the community. Sometimes people only think that there's, so many therapists, but there's still so many others that, they could tap into. Or if you're looking for a psychiatrist, there are, several different ones, not just one place. And I wish I had the magic words to say, oh, you're going to get in, tomorrow, we could get you in tomorrow. And it's just that's, unfortunately, it's not, it's hard. It's hard to get services. I would probably try to call. I would advise her to call and say, if you have any cancellations, can you please call me, to try to get in sooner, or if she wanted to look for a different provider, to do that. And then also I know that there's different support groups for the helping profession. So I think tapping into those support groups, because you need to lean on each other. You give and you give and you give and you give, and then there's only so much that you can give before before you're drained, before you're empty. So I think it's very, very important to make sure that all of us take care of our own mental well-being. And as moms, we need to take care of ourselves in order to be moms to our children. So I think that's just so important. So just leaning on those supports and creating those supports for yourself, which is what NAMI tries to create, a community within the community. We offer support groups. We have our overall mental health support group on the 2nd and 4th Monday of each month, and we just started going in person again, as well as Zoom. So we offer it both ways, and we consider ourselves a big family. It's family members as well as individuals with mental health concerns, and we just kind of lean on each other and help each other find the resources they might have not thought of to call so-and-so, or they might have never looked at it that way. They get a different perspective from someone who's, battling depression themselves. And then they go, oh, maybe that's what my loved one is going through. So they're able to get a lot of different perspectives and knowledge to where they're able to really help each other. And it really is a community. We check on each other, between meetings, just to see how, how's everybody doing? What are you doing for yourself? Are you doing, what you said you were going to do? And, did the doctor call you back? So just having that support. NAMI also offers a family to family course, which is an 8-week course, which helps families learn how to deal with their loved one who's battling a mental health concern, which is a very wonderful course that I suggest if you have a loved one who is battling any mental health or behavioral health condition, that you utilize that course, because it is very, very beneficial. Donna touched upon my passion, which is maternal mental health. I myself have depression and anxiety, and despite my being in the certified peer specialist, knowing the resources, it was very, very difficult for me to access help, for me to say that I needed help, and then for the help to be available to me with the specialties of for moms struggling. So that's why I created the support group Mama Bears, and we meet the first and third Tuesday of every month via Zoom. And I would like to eventually make that a hybrid, to where it could be both Zoom and in person, whatever your comfort level is. And I like to think we're a community as well. NAMI is one large community, and we moms, whether they're pregnant, whether they're a year postpartum or 3 years postpartum, however long, if they're a mom that's struggling, sometimes my almost 6-year-old gives me more difficulty than my toddler. So, you need support at every stage of motherhood. It's not just that, pregnant and postpartum period. So I don't want you to think that it's just, that year postpartum. You can participate, if you are, have a 6-year-old, have a 9-year-old, an infant. And we're just, one large community where you can speak freely, and we're not going to judge. Moms have scary thoughts, and if you don't, especially, if you're a single mom, who are you going to share that with? And I had my partner, and I was afraid to share it with him, never mind another mom who I saw on social media seeming to have everything put together. I wasn't going to share it with them, the different scary thoughts that I had. So Mama Bears is a safe place to share your thoughts, whether they're good, whether they're bad, or just you're not sure what to make of them. It's just a very safe place to to come. And I hope that people will join, because because perinatal mood and anxiety disorders, like Donna had mentioned, is, just affects so many women and families. And we need to take care of each other. We need to take care of ourselves in order to raise this next generation. So what else about NAMI? What else can I say? We offer so many other support groups as well. I think I sent you a list, Donna. We have the Connection Recovery Support Group. We also offer, we're NAMI Northeast Region, so we're also in like Wayne County and Monroe County. We offer support groups. Thursday we have a support group. Even on Friday we have a Connections support group, actually held at Scranton Counseling Center. So we're just really in the community. And we also offer education programs. I mentioned the Family to Family, but we have In Our Own Voice, which are so I'm trained as an In Our Own Voice facilitator, where I can share my story with mental health. We also have I'm forgetting the name of it, and I shouldn't forget the name of it. We go into schools, we talk to, we offer mental health first aid. We offer a variety of different resources, and we're just always willing to listen. And if we don't have if we don't know the answer, we will try to find it for you, and just really try to connect you with the resources that you or your loved one may need.
So I have a couple of questions. So can you tell us more? So to make sure I was understanding, so are all of these offerings that you're talking about, are they all free?
They are. They're 100% free.
Okay. And then now I know there are NAMI offices in different regions and so forth. So tell us, so we serve 7 moms in 7 counties here in Northeast PA. So where are because you mentioned Monroe County, and I know you're of course in Lackawanna County. So tell us where you're located as far as other than virtually, and can moms plug in from anywhere? So
our NAMI Northeast region is Lackawanna, Susquehanna. We also are Wayne, Monroe, and Pike counties. So that is who the areas that we offer support into. That's not to say that we don't offer support in Luzerne County. If anyone would want to participate in our support group, especially via Zoom, they are welcome to, whether that's the Mama Bears or we had someone, I think, join us from Virginia or North Carolina. It fit with their schedule. So like you can come to our support group. There are support groups in Monroe County that are, I believe they're in person again. And Wayne County is in person as well as Pike. And then Lackawanna County, we are doing a hybrid version for the family support group. And then like I said, my Mama Bears group is right now via Zoom. And there's no, whether you're in North Carolina, whether you're in Luzerne County, Beaver County, here in Lackawanna, you can join us. We don't share the link. So like you would call our office or, email NAMI, info@NAMI, NEPA.org and inquire about the group, and we would send you the link. We don't just post the link. We don't just want anyone to just hop on. We want it to be a safe place for people to go. So we would give you the link once you're registered, but it is absolutely free to join.
Okay, and you answered my next question on that, which is, so how do we sign up for some of these workshops or these group sessions like your Mama Bears or the Family to Family program, which is to call or email? Is that
yes, that's the best way. Our phone number, 570-342-1047, or the info@NAMI-NEPA.org, or you can also visit our website, which is NAMI-NEPA.org. And but calling and email, we would get back to you right away with any question that you had.
All right, awesome. Can you tell me more about the Family to Family?
And so that is an 8-week course, and that they're trained, trained facilitators. NAMI offer one of, with it being a national organization, they have these, education programs that, the family to family here in Lackawanna County could be the same as they're very similar. It's the same course that you're getting in California. So it's, which is very, very nice that, any NAMI that you go to is offering the same courses. So it's an 8-week course run by family members who went through the course themselves and then also got trained to just learn about how to handle and deal with taking care of yourself, but then also getting the resources and supporting your loved one in the best way possible. And they offer, the family's point of view. They also have the peers' point of view. So like I've been a guest at Family to Family just to, say, I have, depression and anxiety and speak from my point of view. And they break it up into that 8-week course. We usually offer it in the spring and the fall. And I don't have the exact dates of when we're offering that. Again, I could get that to you, Donna. But we do offer it several times a year. And we offer it in both Wayne County and in Lackawanna County. Our last one, I believe, was via Zoom for Lackawanna County and then in person in Wayne. And if you're from Lackawanna, you could still go to Wayne if you wanted to. It doesn't, there's no discrepancy there. You'd be able to do that.
Okay. So what are the programs that you have happening right now that someone could get some level of group support?
So on Monday nights, we have the family support group, which also individuals with mental illness are able to join. That's on the second and fourth Monday of the month, and that's a hybrid version. So it's either via Zoom or in person.
So that means they can either come there or plug in on Zoom, or does it alternate?
No, it's they could plug, like we are on Jefferson Avenue at the Advocacy Alliance, and we have the ability to be able to, have people on the big screen on Zoom, and then also have people there in person. So it is truly like a hybrid version of it. It could be in person or via Zoom.
Okay, awesome.
And then there's the family support group, the first and third Monday, and that's in Stroudsburg in Monroe County. And that's held at the Roots Living Ministry, like I said, in Stroudsburg. Tuesday, we offer the Connections Recovery Group, which is for individuals with mental illness. They identify as having a mental health diagnosis themselves. And we meet on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. at Albright Memorial Library in Lackawanna County. Go ahead. Sorry, did you have a question?
Yeah, it's like you could feel my energy. So you said something that made me think. So somebody can self-identify. It's not necessarily that someone has a medical diagnosis of a mental illness. They feel they're struggling personally, whether they have a diagnosis or not. These are the kinds of things that are at least a starting point for them to get support.
Absolutely. I had someone come to a connection support group, and they said that. They said exactly what you just said. They kind of were like, I really think I have depression. I just called the therapist. I haven't even gone yet, but I really think I need support. And they came to the group and, listened to others and shared a little bit about why they felt they needed support. So you don't need that medical diagnosis of depression or anxiety or bipolar or anything like that. If you just need support, and you feel like you're struggling with your, mental well-being, with your mental wellness, you can participate in that group.
Awesome. So when I think back to the guest that I was sharing, kind of that case scenario with you at the top, which of these would be the right thing for her to plug into while she's waiting to get into a therapist?
So I'd say she could honestly go to both the family support group and the Connections Recovery support group. If she wanted to kind of get away, I guess, from a support group, you help each other. So I know so sometimes when you're a helper, you want to go to a support group to get help, not to offer help. If depending on the place that you're in at that time, I don't know if that makes sense. So maybe the family to family might be better for her right now if she feels like she's struggling, or the Connections group. the facilitators are wonderful, and the groups are, the individuals in the group are wonderful to where they all help each other. So both of those groups would be beneficial for that individual to go to.
Awesome. Great for sharing
And
that.
she can go to both. If she felt like she needed more than one group, she can go to both of them.
Right. And go. If it doesn't feel good to you, then don't go again.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yes. So I want to see if you can help Mackenzie with her question, which is, do you have any support groups for suicide, grief, loss, or what resources could you help her with?
So there is a loss group. It's not through NAMI, and I'd have to get back to you on the exact date and time of the loss group, and but I could get that information to you. There is a local loss group for suicide. So I could get that information to you, Donna, and you'd be able to relay. Is that
okay? Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Mackenzie is one of our members, so I know where to find her.
Yes. Okay, perfect. I have that. I definitely have that information. I just don't know it right off the top of my head.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get it. We'll post it in the thread, because those who might hear this on replay, then they will have it also, and I'll make sure I get it directly to Mackenzie. Awesome. You are welcome, Mackenzie. Great question. Okay, so well, this has been really awesome. And if you have anybody that's watching, if you have any more questions, post them now. Anything that resources that you're looking for, you want to know anything about other resources that NAMI has and where maybe what you're going through, you might be able to fit in or find some other resources as Mackenzie. Please post your questions now. If you're watching this on the replay, please still post your questions. I know where to find Katie too. And we want to get you the resources that you need, whether you're a single mom following this or you're not a single mom. Of course, we're live on the web. So anybody that is watching this that needs resources, we want to make sure that they're available for you. So one last thing that I'm thinking about, Katie. So for those, because it leads from where I was just speaking, which is, so what if someone listening to this is not in Northeast PA and needs support? How do they find a NAMI in their area and get plugged in?
So they can just Google National Alliance on Mental Illness or NAMI, and look for their local affiliate, or go to their the national website, and they have a tool where you could find your local affiliate. So you'd be able to find your NAMI and then reach out to them directly.
Okay. So, and NAMI also has a membership of sorts, right?
Yes, we do. We do. Thank you for bringing that up. So we do have a membership, and it's we have different membership categories. $60 per year for a household membership. So that's everyone in your household would be a member of NAMI. Or there's a $40 per year individual membership, and then we also have if finances are an issue, $5 per year an open door membership. So you can be a member of NAMI for just $5 a year if that's something that you would like to be. And I love being a part of NAMI, a member of NAMI. And you also get our magazine. We have a NAMI Advocate magazine, which gets delivered. Who gets mail anymore? But it's not just via email.
Yeah,
and a physical magazine. Yes, I wish I had it right next to me, because I think mine just came not that long ago. That is something that the NAMI membership offers, and then you could get tapped into NAMI resources as well. The different things like that we offer, like the screening of Dark Side of the Full Moon. You get on our listserv, and you'd be able to find out what is happening. With NAMI, we're involved in several different events. One of the events that we're involved in coming up in June is the Holly 5K, which is, for someone, a mom who lost her son to suicide, created this run. memorial run in honor of her son. And so NAMI is a part of that. So there's lots of different ways that we could get, that you can be involved. We're also involved in the 5K, which is held in October, which is done by the Katie Foundation, which is a foundation, the parents and their family created the Katie Foundation after she died by suicide. So there's a lot of different resources that NAMI is connected with, local organizations that NAMI is connected with as well. There's lots of different ways to get involved, whether you want to volunteer, whether you want, need resources like a resource fair, or, we offer NAMI in the lobby. And I should know where we're going to be this Friday, but I believe we're going to be at, I don't know if it's, I think that was last week we were at Scranton Counseling, where we could just be there and have our resources available, to anyone who is stopping by to learn about NAMI. So, which is very cool. And I could find out where we're going to be the next couple of weeks too, Donna, and get that information to you, because we do like to be out in the community.
I love that. We should be doing that. I'm going to steal that idea.
NAMI in the lobby. So you could,
we won't call it NAMI in the lobby.
Right.
We'll call
Right. You have to. Yeah. You'll come up with a cute little saying that would be good.
Yes. Goodness, what was the other thing? Oh, so on a personal note, you also have a blog. Because you love sharing the power of stories. So do you want to tell us a bit about that before we wrap up, and how people can find your blog, and just how did that become a passion project?
I'd love to. So my blog is thevaliantmama.com, and I created that as I love to write. Writing is a coping mechanism for me. And, just like Mama Bears, I wanted people and moms to be able to come to a website and to not feel so alone. So I share the different parts about the hard parts about becoming a mom, the different struggles that I've experienced while pregnant as well as postpartum. But then also one of my blog posts is about how the toilet overflowed, and just how life gets, life is super messy. And that, we have to, I try to find the humor and the silver lining in each situation. So I try to post a couple times a month about just different things of my life. It usually involves my children. I have my daughter will be 6 early next month, and my son just turned 2 in March. He was my, I don't know, I don't even know. I can't call him I feel like he's in that weird, he was born March 12th. So was he a pandemic baby? Wasn't he a pandemic baby? I don't know. But I was certainly like feeling the, lockdown when I was, in the postpartum period for him. So, I talk a little bit about that as well. And just the different challenges that came with the pandemic and the anxieties. And then just the fun stuff too. I do talk about grief, my own personal grief that I have, that is certainly a part of my blog. So I kind of just see what comes to me, but it is, it's about motherhood. It's about life, and just, I try to be open and honest in my writing. So I welcome anyone to visit that. Like I said, it's thevaliantmama.com, or you can visit me on Facebook as well. I
posted it in the comments, but I spelled Valiant wrong.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I still did it wrong. So, all right, I reposted it. I'll go back and delete the other one, so somebody's not confused. Well, that is awesome. That's a great support. I know that's one of the nicest things that we get out of when we do our Mom's Night Out, is hearing from other moms and their stories and challenges and victories, and how'd you do this kind of thing. Some of it's validating, and others, parts of it are supportive, and other ways.
Absolutely. I think moms need to need to stick together and not be afraid to be like, I'm ripping my hair out, or, that validation is so important. And just, if someone could read that, and, whether they're reading the blog or whether they're a member of the, hop on to the Mama Bear group, just to hear someone else say like, oh, me too, or, oh, that's something so similar that happened to me. Okay. I'm not the only one who, really was questioning myself for that. Whether it be, I say that I'm not a Pinterest mom. Like I could put up like the picture of Pinterest and the picture of like what my project look like. That's just something I'm not, it's not my strong suit. So I could laugh at myself at that point. But, when I first became a mom, I was striving for that. So it's, and that's not who I am. I'm not that. And I have friends who are Pinterest moms and are awesome. And I could, envy them, and they help me, at different school projects or different ideas, Halloween treats or whatever. So I think just leaning on moms in all different areas of motherhood is really, the purpose of my blog. And NAMI is just a community organization to, to bring people together so they're not alone, and that the resources are available.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Awesome. We like to say, find help, find hope, find NAMI. That's one of the things that we say. And I could certainly say on a personal level that when I became, started with NAMI, it was, me trying to find the hope. And here I am, how many years later, and now I'm president of the organization. So, I mean, it really kind of like it came full circle for me. Like I didn't start off as, a facilitator or, anything like I went there, looking for help and looking for hope. And that is what I found with NAMI.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that, because sometimes, we see, I've been on my personal development journey for over 30 years. And sometimes we see people who are facilitators or seem like they have their shit together. And if we don't do a good job of telling our own story, our own struggles, then it can be almost more damaging, right? Like, because when someone is starting at the bottom where we were, right? And they're like, well, you seem like you have it all together and you were through, you went through this, right? Yeah, but it's not where I started, right? I started on my knees crying in the shower or whatever, or not getting out of bed for 6 months, or what, being paralyzed with depression or fear of having a panic attack or whatever. So it's important to know, like, what you're looking at now, this beautiful woman sitting in front of us, is not where she was. It's a journey.
Yes. If you looked at me a year ago today, like I would be so surprised saying that we're having this conversation. Never mind, 5 years ago, when I was becoming a mom, or, forget it, 10 years ago, I was, knocking at NAMI's door, asking for help. And so I hope I do a decent job of sharing my story, especially in my blog, because there are days when, I wasn't getting out of bed. There were days when, I thought I would need a hospitalization, where, I felt very much alone. And just the up and down, our journeys are not, a straight line. They're just not a straight line. They, we go up and down. I certainly, different life circumstances, like the pandemic, was very, very challenging to me as a mom. Like I know it was for so many others. So I just think, realizing how far you come, but then also you could get back down, but you do get back up. So I certainly didn't become who I am overnight. So thank you for mentioning that, Donna, because it really, we are all works in progress. And I feel like that's so important to mention, because and it takes a village. I strongly believe that it takes a village.
It totally takes a village. And one of the things I know from for single moms, because I was the one that lived this. So now when I see it in the other single moms, I'm like, listen, I know what you're doing. I know how that is, right? And that is, we isolate. we keep ourselves in our own little cocoon and we just keep our head down and we just go through life doing our thing and keep people out of our space so we can avoid hurt or disappointment, or whatever. And that really has a negative impact on our mental and emotional well-being. And so then we get in this, what I call like this loop, this negative loop of not asking for help and then feeling like I must be the only one, because when I look on Facebook or Instagram or wherever, right, or go to these, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, wherever, everybody else looks like they have it together and they're okay. But really, there's too few that are okay. Like it's a small number of like what okay really is. And so for our single mom community, the message is, based on the statistics that we shared for single moms, whatever it is, it's generally twice as the numbers are usually double what it is for moms who have partners. So if you're feeling really crappy, down, isolated, lonely, depressed, anxious, overwhelmed, like, yes, and so is everyone else. So come into the circle, get yourself in a group of others so you feel like, okay, I'm okay, because I'm not the only one that feels this way, but it feels like I'm the only one this way because I'm living only in my own little world and not having a conversation with anyone, not hearing this dialogue in a group space. So I love what NAMI is doing to provide those outlets and spaces for voices to be heard, to feel better. So thank you for being here. It's been amazing.
Thank you.
Any final words, any one last thing that you would love to share either about NAMI or just to kind of close us out?
Oh gosh. Just to touch upon like what you just said, Donna, like, you're not alone. Come join the circle. Like honestly, because, chances are someone else is experiencing something very, very similar and is afraid to, ask for help as well. And I just think NAMI is a great way to, connect you to those resources, to connect you to supports within the community, finding those different supports, and just, you're not alone. There is help, there is hope. You will see, the next day. And I, in my own journey, sometimes a day seems so far away, never mind, next week or next month or a year. So, I'm a big believer of like, if you can't do, by day, if you do hour by hour or minute by minute or second by second, because sometimes that's what life is. Sometimes really things are that hard, and just, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to just be going by minute, just, getting through life. And, eventually, it'll start being hour by hour and day by day instead. And then, all of a sudden you don't realize how far you've come. And I just think, finding the right resources and finding NAMI and finding Adopt a Single Mom. I mean, I just think it's so important to tap into those community resources because, there are organizations, there are people that want to help, and you're not alone.
Awesome. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity.